Hey everyone. Okay, so right from the jump, the episode sees Bonnie have sort of this panic attack as Luffy, Jinbei, and Chopper are about to attack the pacifista. Bonnie reverses their ages using her powers, stopping them. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, other than to further illustrate just how much it shows Bonnie's cannot bring herself to hurt anything or anyone who resembles her father, but also one thing to take note of in this moment is her mentality, her actions in doing so. Reveal they definitely reveal that Bonnie, in a certain respect, like has the mentality of a child, and I know that's probably not something too like major reveal because in a lot of ways Bonnie evolved from the very first moment of Bonnie's introduction. She already kind of had that mentality, but when you look at how easily she panics and gives into fear, how she broke down from seeing the pacifista, even knowing it wasn't really her father, even how she reacted to Jinbei describing Kuma as a tyrant ruler of Sorbet Kingdom, and her refusing to believe her father was an evil man, or even that Kuma would allow himself to become a cyborg. With it all has this vibe of a child throwing a tantrum in a respect, and these are all things that really do paint a picture where that there might be more to Bonnie's child form than just her devil fruit powers. It's a little bit of subtle but not so subtle like foreshadowing that I never really picked up on until now, but it's so obvious looking back on it. Uh, but even more so than that, this also sets up that yeah, there's really not when you really get down to it, there's really not a whole lot we know of what went on behind the scenes with Kuma and just all the events that led to him becoming the cyborg he is today. Now, obviously, as a manga reader, I do know what happened, but it is interesting looking back on all these little nuggets of information and realizing, oh, Bonnie does have some kind of first-hand experience, or at the very least, cursory knowledge of how this all started for Kuma, even if there are maybe things she refuses to believe that might have a grain of truth to them as well. Um, with that said, the episode switch after that whole business with Bonnie and Luffy and whatnot. The episode switches perspectives to the other Straw Hats, where we explore even more just how much of a miracle a science egghead is. As right from the jump, we see Vegapunk has even gone so far as to replicate the density of clouds from Sky Islands, but that just begs the question in itself of how. Well, we kind of get our answer at the end of the episode where we see Shaka having a conversation with Dragon about how he's a genius and about how geniuses are unfortunately cursed to die, and how how Shaka admits that there is a reality that he's going to die soon, and there's kind of a double entendre to that one, needless to say, which is that it's foreshadowing to Shaka's death, but also foreshadowing to something else to another big event that's gonna happen. You can probably guess what that is, but yeah, and but the reveal in itself of Shaka admitting that he's likely going to die here, it is a very honest realization that yeah, he can't keep what's going on at Egghead a secret from the government for much longer, which is its own way of confirmation that a lot of what has made Egghead possible, more than likely based upon ancient technology and methods. You know, the kind from a certain lost period of history. So it's kind of revealing that Vegapunk somehow managed to salvage the knowledge of Ohara, which in itself also reveals that the only thing that has kept Vegapunk alive to this point is how he has had to show his proof of work to the government. Like, he's only as useful to the government as long as he proves how useful he is to them. But now that he has given the government all the military might they'll ever need, the government probably doesn't have much use for him anymore, and even more so than that, he won't be able to keep he probably won't be able to keep what's going on here under wraps for much longer. Also, I'm not gonna lie, now that I am seeing the Straw Hats' future outfits in fall, Frankie's outfit is the one that weirdly triggers me the most. Like, it's weird. when reading the manga, it didn't trigger me as much, but now that I am seeing his outfit in full, it's like, okay, Frankie in Frankie in pants is just fucking weird. Like maybe it's just one of those things where he's always had a very specific style of like just a Hawaiian shirt and speedo up to this point, so it's like that's what we're used to. But seeing him in pants is like, yeah, that shit is just weird. I don't know why, but again, him wearing the tight skin suit just it doesn't it doesn't work for me as much as it doesn't work for me honestly. Although I do like how we get to see a little bit of him geeking out about all this technology and how yeah he has he a lot of his improvements that he made to both the Sunny and to himself were based upon Vegapunk's technology. So yeah, it makes sense that he'd go gaga over a lot of what Vegapunk's created. Um, but and yeah, outside of that, there's not much more to talk about other than say we have kind of reached that point I was talking about much earlier in earlier episodes that the we're at that point in the anime now where no matter what, it's like full steam ahead beyond this point, expect one major reveal after another without stopping. To put it into perspective, when I first went into this arc from reading the manga, I had expected a lot of it to be set up, but with a lot of accenting of discovering Kuma's origin sprinkled throughout. Except in the latter case, I didn't really expect Oda to go as far as he did, or just how far back he was planning to explore Kuma's history. Because trust me, there's going to be a lot more to take in. In fact, next episode is interesting in the fact that it's a. In fact, the next couple episodes are interesting in the fact that it's introducing it's going to introduce a character in a very nonchalant way with a very in a very nonchalant way, and almost in that sense of saying like it's Oda saying, "I kept people waiting long enough. Let's just get into it." It's that sort of reveal, but one that still has its own fair share of surprises as well, and that I'm gonna get into the next couple weeks because let's just say my opinions on the specific reveal I'm talking about have changed with time, and especially after recent chapters of the manga. In fact, I think I got an idea of how the next couple episodes are going to play out just based off what I've read, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess, which in itself also, I guess, gets to maybe a slight problem I am having right now with the anime, which is, for as much as I did praise Toei for the method they chose in adapting Egghead, I do admit this is one episode I felt they could have adapted maybe a wee bit more, but I get why they ended it here. And yeah, I guess one final thing to mention, I suppose, is how the other Straw Hats got lured into a trap by Edison as they come face to face with Seraphim of Jinbei. And yeah, this is exactly what it looks like, which is to say, it's basically Lilith and Edison on their bullshit trying to kill the Straw Hats, which I don't think I'm spoiling much by saying that. Like, Lilith has made it no secret she wants to kill the Straw Hats, so it's like, is anyone surprised she's doing this? No, I'm not. But yeah, guys, that's what I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to fiction bell, subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Night signing off. Later, everyone.